Hi and welcome back to my channel. This is Rebecca with Learning Together by Grace, and today we are actually going to make some spaghetti sauce or pasta sauce, however you like to call it. Have you ever wondered how in the world do you make this? Can you make it from scratch? Well, my mind goes there, so we are going to be doing that today. Are y'all ready? Let's go. So I am going to be using 3 pounds of Roma tomatoes. Now you can use any kind of tomatoes that you would like, but this is what they had at my store, so this is what I'm using. So we're baking it at 350 degrees. Okay, y'all, I just finished washing my tomatoes. I'm adding them to my glass Pyrex baking pan. I am grabbing some garlic. And I'm actually going to just cut the top of this off and add it in there. All right, the top of my garlic is cut off. I'm going to just place it right in the center. And then I'm coming in with my oil. I have avocado oil. And I'm just going to drizzle it all over my tomatoes and my garlic. And then y'all, this goes in the oven. And I don't even think my oven is done preheating. I'm going to put this on the top rack of my oven, and I'm going to let that bake anywhere from 1.5 to an hour and 45 minutes, and I'll be back. All right, y'all, my tomatoes and garlic just came out of the oven. I'm going to allow it to cool for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we are going to do 2 things with it. One, for tonight, we're going to make tomato soup with this half. And then 2, for this half, I am going to do a spaghetti sauce for dinner for tomorrow. All right, y'all, so I am going to make onion soup tonight for dinner. That was the request from my husband and my son, so I'm going to oblige them tonight. I'm starting off by cutting up a whole onion. This was probably a medium size. I'm gonna do butter in my frying pan and cook up my onion, and then I will add my tomatoes and garlic to that mix, and I'll be back. All right, you guys, we are going in with 1 tablespoon of butter. Now I'm gonna add in my onions. All right, so I'm just gonna saute these in the butter for a couple of minutes. All right, y'all, now that this has caramelized some, I'm going to add in half of these tomatoes. I'm going to add in half of the garlic cloves as well. And I'm just going to squeeze those in there. No, they're not the prettiest looking things, but the flavor is phenomenal. Okay, I'm just going to take my spoon and just break up those tomatoes like this and just mix them with my onion. Now, some people will peel the skin off. I don't. I use every part of the tomato, and when I get it inside of my blender, it's going to help take care of those bits and pieces that may be a little bit tougher. Okay, so next, y'all, I'm going in with some bone broth. I have some chicken bone broth. And this is a, let's see, this is a 32-ounce container of bone broth. I'm about to season it. I'm going to use some cracked black pepper. That's probably about 1/2 teaspoon that I just used. I'm going to use some thyme. This is probably about 1/2 teaspoon of thyme. Going in with my oregano. That's probably about 2 teaspoons of oregano. And then I'm going to go in with my rosemary. That's probably about 1/2 teaspoon. Rosemary has a very strong flavor. And then I'm going to go in with my pink salt. And this is where our flavor is gonna pop. And I'm salting it well because we are using fresh tomatoes, so you need that salt in order to get the flavor to come out. All right, so I'm gonna stir this up and I'm going to allow it to come to a boil, and I'm gonna allow it to do that for about 10 minutes. Okay, y'all, this has been cooking for probably 15 minutes. And so the flavors are mixed well together. I'm gonna allow this to cool. When it cools down a little bit, I am going to add it to my blender. All right, you all, so I am going to add this to my blender. It has cooled down. A funnel probably would be really good, but I didn't use it, so oh well. Now, bear this in mind, my blender is very powerful, so I'm gonna just pulse it. Okay, I'm literally going to do a quick pulse on this. All right, so if you have an immersion blender, it would make your life so much more simple than having to transfer from blender, or even if you had a held hand mixer, you could use that. But anyway, I don't have either. My handheld mixture actually just died on me a few days ago. So the blender works just as well, but you just have to transfer it back into the pot. And I'm going to allow this to come back to a boil. All right, it started boiling again. All right, our next order of business is adding some half and half. And normally I would do heavy whipping cream, but I don't have any. So I'm going in with half and half, probably about a half a cup. And I'm just gonna turn that off because it's pretty much done. And then we are going to ladle this up. Now remember, this is a homemade tomato soup with fresh tomatoes and not canned tomatoes, so it is going to look a little bit different than if you were actually using canned tomatoes. Hey y'all, we're back. So we have to go ahead and make our pasta sauce, right? So I am going to show you what I do to make my own pasta sauce. We can make it different ways, but this is the way that I do it. Okay, you guys, I am about to blend my tomatoes and my garlics that I roasted in my blender, and it's not gonna take long. It's gonna be like this. So I'm gonna do that first. I'm just gonna do a manual blend. Okay, I just finished blending that. Next, I'm going to add in some seasonings. So I'm gonna go in, y'all know my new favorite garlic powder, parsley seasoning. So I'm gonna put some of that in there. And honestly, just season it to taste. I probably put about a teaspoon in there. I'm gonna do some cracked black pepper. And I'm going to also do some salt. I'm also going to add some oregano in there. It's probably about a half a teaspoon, and some thyme. And I'm gonna do about half a teaspoon of thyme. Your salt and pepper, do it to your taste. And then I'm going in with some white vinegar. I'm only gonna do a splash. Okay, mix. And you can choose to add sugar or to not add sugar. That really is up to you. I'm going to do just a little bit of sugar, maybe like half a teaspoon of sugar. And then I'm going to go in and blend it again. Okay, y'all, I am done, and this is what it produced. I am going to pour it in my glass jar. Now, you're gonna be able to notice a difference. The color is lighter, as you can see. And then mine is a little bit creamier than the store-bought version. And yeah, the flavor is really good. I tasted a little bit of it, and I don't know, it just reminds me of pizza, I guess. I like pizza. So everything doesn't remind me of pizza, but it reminds me of pizza. That flavor that you get from homemade pizza. But yes, you guys, we did it. And you can use this in a number of ways. And I'm going to actually show you guys one of the ways that I use this pasta sauce next week. So you guys come back next week because I want to show you how I am going to use this homemade pasta sauce. You guys, thank you so much for staying to the end and watching and coming along with me in this new journey of my life. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that like button, subscribe, that notification bell, and share. Let people know what we're doing over here. If you have any questions or any comments or anything that you want me to do or try out, let me know. Leave it in the comments. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye.